Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Taste TV. It's Monday night, and I hope you all are staying very warm out there. I have a great show ahead of us tonight. Stay tuned. Coming up, I drove all the way up to Turtle Mountain to speak with Keith Benning. He's the founder and manager of Turtle Mountain Rescue, and he's working tirelessly to save animals across the north. That story is coming up right now to you on Taste TV.
This episode of Taste TV is sponsored by Dakota Fluid Motion in Berthold. Dakota Fluid Motion is the top choice for industrial, oil field, and municipal pump sales and repair. They have job openings as well. If you're interested in their services or a career, you can contact them by heading to their website, call 701-453-3270, or email them at the email seen on your screen. Dakota Fluid Motion, simplified fluid management for the oil field, specializing in pumps for water, oil, and chemical transfers with unmatched efficiency and reliability.
Well, welcome in everyone to the 5th official episode of Taste TV. It's another freezing cold Monday night out there. I hope everyone's staying warm. My friend Dave, he's a meteorologist at Weather Nation in Denver, Colorado, and he was using Mulhall and Bowbells temperatures on his show today, and those temperatures were around -60, I think I saw. So yeah, I hope you guys are really staying warm out there. My heat is struggling to keep up right now, and it's like -20 in the south of North Dakota. So yeah, it's really cold outside. I hope you guys are bringing in your furry friends as well. We'll get to that story in just a second, but you guys know me. I like to kind of keep my show personal. I mean, it is named after me, Taste TV, that's me. So I like to keep things personal. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my girl, Alicia Huck, for moving on to the PR world. And I just wanted to say I feel so privileged to not only call Alicia a great mentor in my career, but as well as in my life. And I'm wishing her the best of luck in her new role. I know she's going to do just amazing. And I hope she's going to have a whole lot less stress as well. So we're sending her all the positive vibes. And I hope that I can do her story now here soon. So stay tuned for that at a later date. But she did agree to let me share her story as well. So I just wanted to say I love you, Miss Alicia, and cocktails soon. All right. Cool. So as I promised, I drove to Turtle Mountain last week and I met with Keith Benning. He's the founder and manager of Turtle Mountain Rescue. He and his wife, along with many other volunteers and workers, work tirelessly to save the lives of our furry friends in need. Here's more about his story.
Keith Benning moved to North Dakota from Chicago in 2014. After moving to Rolette County, Benning worked in dispatch for a few months, then became a deputy sheriff. During this time, Benning started to notice a problem around the area with stray dogs who were starving, mangy, or even dying. And he says nothing was being done about it. Benning says one day they had tried to find a home for a dog and couldn't find the number for the animal shelter. When he called the sheriff's department to ask if there was an animal shelter in town, he was told that there wasn't one, and that the dog catcher takes the dogs out to the dump and shoots them.
And at that point, I was working as a deputy sheriff and kept encountering it. And then one day, one of the other cops called and he's like, hey, these 2 dogs are going to die, man. I don't know what to do. So I'm like, you know what, bring them over. It kind of just started there, little by little, word of mouth, and saving a few. And it was a little 1-bedroom house that we were in. It just got to where it's like, okay, if we stop doing this, they're going to die, so we can't stop.
In 2015, Benning decided to start up Turtle Mountain Rescue, a 501c3 nonprofit aimed at rescuing local stray animals and rehoming to try and decrease animal overpopulation. Now he and his wife, Wanda, work alongside many other employees and volunteers to save the lives of these animals. Wanda works closely with the feral animals and rehabilitates them.
For what a feral dog is, basically just a wild dog that hasn't had human contact. So she spends a lot of time, and it's a really challenging thing, and she does amazing with them.
Benning says that with 16 kennels, 6 heated outside dog houses, 2 more outside structures, and spaces for cats as well, their shelter is always at full capacity. He says that it's a common misconception that the problem stems from the area being a reservation. However, he says that's not the case. The problem stems from poverty. He says that people will take the strays in to try and save them. However, then they have to turn them into the shelter because they can't afford to take care of them.
It's poverty and lack of affordable vet care. And one of the problems is North Dakota's in a vet shortage, and they have been for a while. So like when we did hurricane response stuff in Texas and we're down in Houston, when you went into areas that were more poor areas to where there was, economic issues and there wasn't a vet that was affordable, you had overpopulation. And that's the way it's going to be anywhere you go in the country, regardless if it's a trailer park in Alabama or wherever. It just comes down to vet care, of a spay and neuter.
Benning says that spaying and neutering your pets is the best thing you can do to help alleviate the problem. However, as I previously reported, there's more of a problem than just overpopulation in North Dakota. There's also a problem with the animal abuse laws in our state. He says that it will take for all the animal shelters to put their differences aside and help one another to help save the animals at a legislative level.
The next legislative session, hopefully, they're willing to step up and the rest of the rescue people can step up and we can try and get some things changed so we're not in the back of the pack with everything. I don't expect North Dakota to lead the nation on animal rights laws, but I mean, to me, we domesticated animals, dogs and cats and horses and all those things. And by doing that, we took over responsibility to look out for them. We turned them from wild to what they are now, and that responsibility hasn't gone away. We need to keep with that, and we need to figure out what we can do so that they have a fair chance at life of not having to suffer and of not having to go through undue trauma and not be able to punish the people that are doing it. There was a dog that I think it was in Minot, that the guy choked the dog to death. And by the law, the judge said, there's nothing I can do. It was his dog and he didn't break any bones. So it's like, okay, so you can go choke your dog to death in North Dakota. And it's ridiculous.
Benning also says that Turtle Mountain Rescue hosts 3 to 4 free spay and neuter clinics every year, as well as vaccination clinics. He says that people need to step up as citizens and help if they see something that needs their attention.
And if the public realizes that the power that they do have, every time they get one phone call, they count it as 100 people. That somebody was actually pissed off enough out of 100 that I'm going to make a phone call. So that represents a block of voters to them. So the general public to get involved to the point of when they see something or they watch a tragic story or they see animal cruelty, whatever it is, they get angry and they get emotional. Do something with that emotion, channel that emotion to just making a phone call.
Although it's heartbreaking work, Benning says he keeps success stories close to his heart to keep him motivated.
The dog grew up on a chain, lived on a chain its whole life, and ended up to where the person gave the dog up, and I took it back here, and we'd actually, on the way home, I hit a duck flying across the road with the car, and the duck was in good shape. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take it home and put it to use. And I was plucking it, and it was a really windy North Dakota day. And I decided, I'm going to let him run around a little bit. And the wind was taking the feathers. And this dog was chasing him. And just the pure, sheer joy in his face and in his body, chasing after these feathers and being able to run. And I sat there and I started getting tears in my eyes and just watching. And then I was sitting there and we sat there for probably an hour throwing feathers in the air. And he would come and get a drink and take a break. And it was like, they say that animals can't express human emotions, but that was the emotion of just joy and happiness and freedom.
Benning says that anyone can help their efforts, even from home. He says that there are volunteers who reply to their Facebook comments, and that helps them a lot, as well as others. Reporting for Taze TV in Rolla, I'm Taylor Austin.
If you would like to learn how you can volunteer your time and help save the lives of these wonderful shelter pets or adopt one yourself, you can find the link to Turtle Mountain Rescue's Facebook page as well as their website in the description of this video. And I just wanted to say thank you to Keith for taking the time and trimming up your beard to talk with me and allowing me to share your story. Well, I was going to share the story about my kitties and how I got them, but I'm not sure it's really a good time. I'm not sure how people will take the story. So I just want to know from you guys if you even care, because I don't know, some people made it seem like who cares? So I always like to say that Leo saved my life and I saved Binks. So I think it's a great story, but you guys let me know in the comments what you think I should do, if you want to hear their story or not. Yeah, you can be rude if you want. Tell me no. I don't care. But let me know, because this is all for y'all. That is all I do have for you guys this week. Be sure to tune in again next week. I'm going to be talking with Hope Sheely and her daughter to talk about her daughter's struggles with type 1 diabetes and what parents can look for signs in their children. That story will be next week, Monday on Taze TV, and I just want to note that the air date may be a little bit later next week as I do start my new job at Agency Mabu this week, Thursday. However, tomorrow on 2 Cents Tuesdays with Tay, I'll be talking a little bit more about Blake and Ryan and how Mr. Reynolds is getting backlash for a comment made at SNL's 50th anniversary. I'm also reviewing Selena's new song with Benny Blanco. That's tomorrow. However, until then, please stay warm, everyone, and bring in your furry friends for a few nights or maybe even a week or so. But be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you can. Sell your soul to me. I don't know, just kidding. But I don't know, like it all, do it all. But thanks so much for watching, everyone. Bye, Dad. I love you.
This episode of Taze TV is sponsored by Dakota Fluid Motion and Berthold. Dakota Fluid Motion is the top choice for industrial, oil field, and municipal pump sales and repair. They have job openings as well. If you're interested in their services or a career, you can contact them by heading to their website, call 701-453-3270, or email them at the email seen on your screen.